Josephine. I won't leave you waiting in between. And the cigarette you bummed from me is almost burning out. You suck it till your fingers burn, throw it on the ground. I'll be right behind you, Josephine. Even after everything we've seen, in this little room with blinding lights and faces pointing down, I only wanna scream, but still I just can't make a sound. Hold my hand, hold my breath. jacket from the Joni Mitchell record. It's a classic, still propped up on the speaker by the old turntable. Tangled cables, songs that you loved, and inside the vinyl resting calmly on the flip side. You always thought that river was her